Have you ever heard a story so powerful that it completely shifts the way you think about kindness, love, and how we treat others? Today, we're diving into one of the most well-known parables taught by Jesus. Yet its message is one that we often overlook in the hustle and bustle of our own lives. This is the parable of the Good Samaritan, a timeless story of compassion that crosses all boundaries. Let's journey back to a dusty road between Jerusalem and Jericho, where our story unfolds. Picture this. The scorching sun blisters down on the arid, rocky landscape of Israel. A Jewish traveler takes this treacherous road, known for its bandits and dangers. This man was heading home, probably thinking about the family he would return to or the work that awaited him. But danger strikes before he even realizes it. Out from behind the rocks come a group of ruthless robbers. They attack him viciously, steal everything he has, and leave him for dead, bleeding and broken on the deserted road. It's hard to imagine something this cruel, isn't it? But sadly, such injustices are not restricted to the pages of ancient history. Hours pass, and the man lies motionless, exposed to the elements. Enter the first potential lifeline. A priest. Surely a man of God would stop and help, right? But the priest glances at the man and crosses to the other side of the road. Why? Maybe he was in a rush. Maybe he feared defiling himself if the man was dead. Or maybe he simply didn't want to get involved. Whatever the reason, the priest hurries on, leaving the man as he found him, utterly alone. But wait! Here comes a Levite. A man who helps in the temple and knows the laws of God inside out. Surely this man would act. But no, he too avoids the injured traveler and walks hurriedly away. Can you imagine seeing a fellow human being in distress and walking away? Yet how often do we, in today's world, choose convenience over compassion? Finally, a third traveler journeys along this perilous path. But this man isn't a priest or a Levite. He's someone that no one expected to show compassion, a Samaritan. Pause for a moment. In the time of Jesus, Jews and Samaritans despised each other. Their animosity went back centuries, rooted in cultural and religious differences. It would be unthinkable for a Samaritan to help a Jew. But this Samaritan sees the wounded man and feels something powerful, compassion. Not judgment, not hesitation, just compassion. He kneels beside the injured traveler, carefully cleaning his wounds with oil and wine. Then, he lifts him, a total stranger, and places the man on his own donkey. He leads him to an inn, pays for his stay, and even tells the innkeeper, "Take care of him. Whatever additional costs you incur, I'll cover it when I come back." Can you imagine? This man went above and beyond, expecting nothing in return. Jesus shared this story in response to a question. Who is my neighbor? A religious expert had asked Jesus this, trying to look for a loophole in the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Through the parable, Jesus made it abundantly clear. Your neighbor isn't just the person who looks like you, thinks like you, or shares your beliefs. Your neighbor is anyone in need, regardless of their background, nationality, or status. Now put yourself in the shoes of that Samaritan. Would you stop for someone in need when the world is telling you to keep walking? Would you allow compassion to override prejudice, convenience, or fear? The Samaritan's kindness not only saved a life, but also teaches us that love knows no boundaries. But the story doesn't end there. It challenges us to look inward and ask ourselves, who are we in this story? Are we the priest, too busy or self-concerned to notice others? Are we the Levite, knowing what we should do but letting fear stop us? Or can we strive to be the Good Samaritan, breaking barriers and extending love to everyone we encounter? This parable shakes up our notions of holiness. True faith isn't about titles, positions, or the number of prayers you recite. It's about action. It's about seeing a person in need and choosing to help. Love isn't just a feeling. It's a choice, a decision to step into someone else's story and make a difference. In a world divided by lines and labels, this story reminds us that real love is boundary-breaking and transformational. Are we willing to put aside our differences and make kindness our legacy? The wounded traveler's life wasn't just saved by medical care. It was healed by love and compassion that transcended racial, cultural, and historical divides. So the next time you see someone in need, be that good Samaritan. Whether it's a small act of kindness or a monumental sacrifice, your actions have the power to change lives, including your own. As Jesus said after telling the parable, "Go and do likewise." Let this story inspire you to be the neighbor the world needs, because compassion is not weakness, it's strength, and love is the highest calling of all. And that's all for today's episode of Bible. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear this powerful message. Remember, love has no limits. #Bible, #Jesus, #God, #Jews, #Christian, #Christianity, #faith.